So what kind of genres rely on plot twists? Because we've listed out all of these different genres, like Gossip Girl's a drama, teen drama. We talked about The Prestige, which is, I guess, like an action, and then Knives Out is a mystery, and then like M. Night Shyamalan, I think, plays in like horror, thriller, supernatural. So what genre really does plot twists really well or really relies on this film technique, let's say, or storytelling technique?
I think that where we expect to find plot twists is in the mystery genre. I mean, when you think of all of those like girl related titles, you know what I mean? Like Gone Girl, Girl on the Train, The Girl in Cabin 10. That was a book. I don't think that they turned it into a movie yet. And then there was that Amy Adams one with like the woman who lived on like the top floor and she was afraid of the outside, so she never left her apartment, but she like saw someone get murdered. You know what I mean?
Did you watch that? I didn't watch that. Yeah, I watched the trailer too. Mm.
But I think it had another one of those the girl in the window kind of titles. Anyways, those kinds of movies, we go in kind of expecting there to be a plot twist. Like it's understood that we will be shocked or surprised by the end, and you're kind of the whole time trying to figure out what the mystery is. But in a way, it's actually better or like more satisfying in a genre that doesn't typically have a plot twist. Because if you go in expecting a plot twist, it's like maybe the whole time you're trying to figure out like who the murderer is or like what the secrets are, like you're looking for clues all throughout, and it's a little bit less satisfying because you're anticipating it. Even if you don't figure out what it is, you're anticipating there to be some shocking event. Whereas if it's in like an action movie, like The Prestige sounds like it was more action or thriller, or even like a drama, like Dark, the TV show, I would say was more of a drama. There was like thriller elements, but it was really about like the characters and like the family lives. So when there are plot twists or big reveals in those sorts of genre, it's almost more satisfying because you're not expecting something like that to happen, and you're not looking for clues all over the place. Even a movie like Fight Club, you discussed briefly earlier, I don't even know what genre that is. Maybe it's action, but I think it's kind of more like action drama, and you're not, obviously now you haven't seen it, you know that there's a plot twist, so you're going to go in expecting something to happen. But for individuals who didn't know that, like I just finished reading the book, and it doesn't seem like the kind of book where there's going to be a plot twist. So I can imagine that people would have been really, really surprised by the ending because they just had no idea what to look for.
And on that point, do you think that people go into M. Night Shyamalan movies expecting a plot twist, and so sometimes that's why it underdelivers, because you're expecting a really good plot twist to the level of The Sixth Sense, which again I haven't seen, which you have seen, but maybe me watching The Sixth Sense now, I'll be like, oh, it's actually not as great of a plot twist because I was looking for it. So maybe like if the director is known to do plot twists, it also kind of detracts, or it means that they really have to deliver.
Yeah, for sure. Like imagine how disappointing it would be if you're like a director and your audience is expecting a plot twist, and you know that, like, if you're watching your audience or something and you're going through like test screenings, whatever it is, and you can see people just like oh, like that was it, like that was the reveal, really, like I was expecting something more, that's not all that much. Like M. Night Shyamalan has definitely set himself up that way. He's like, everyone knows every single movie he does is going to have some kind of twist. Like they just go in expecting that. Did you feel disappointed? Like how did you feel when you went into the movie? What were your expectations, and then do you think they were met?
I don't know if I expected a twist, but I did know that like Bruce Willis discovering that he's unbreakable is not, it wasn't just the ending. There needed to be something more. And so I guess I expected there to be a twist because it was getting close to the end of the movie. So I thought there would be something more to this. And so I guess I did expect that. And in a weird way, I think M. Night Shyamalan type movies, like even the vibe of it, sets itself up for a plot twist. Like, I'm talking about maybe the contemporary version would be Gone Girl, Girl on the Train, like Big Little Lies. They seem to have the vibe where you do expect, because similar movies or similar TV shows have had plot twists in those kind of looking films and TV shows. So I don't even know if like you need to hear about the film first, about like The Sixth Sense having a plot twist, but just like watching and engaging with it fresh, but seeing that style, I think sometimes you already expect a twist.
What about when you went into Old? What were your expectations and were they met?
Yeah, but I knew that it was an M. Night Shyamalan one. And it's also, there's like such weird stuff going on. Like Cabin in the Woods. It was so weird. Like horror films.
Yeah.
Everything being so weird and supernatural, you just end up feeling like, okay, something more is big, like something bigger is happening. I need to figure it out. I know that something else is going to go on. What is it? And you're just expecting this kind of drop. Like, oh man, that was what happened.
The drop. Yeah, it's like in a like EDM song. You're like, where's the drop? Like leading up. And then either disappointment or good drop. I don't know.
How did you feel? I mean, knowing The Sixth Sense, you've seen The Sixth Sense, you've seen Split as well. How did you feel about, I guess, the plot twists? And did you go into Unbreakable thinking there would be a plot twist?
No, I didn't really go in thinking there'd be a plot twist, but I was a bit confused because I thought that Glass was a bad character. Like, I thought he was a bad guy because of that movie. Was it called Glass that they did with, like, sort of the three individuals recently? And, like, I thought that he was the villain in that. So in this, I was like, thought he was a villain, guess not, whatever. And it was kind of weird because the reveal was very close to the end, right? It was like literally the last minute of the film showed you what really happened, and then it like kind of faded to black, and then it had some like after screen titles where it explained that like he got arrested and all that stuff, but it was literally at the very, very end. So I was kind of thinking like, oh, I guess there's not a reveal or there's not a plot twist in this, and because I was kind of like disappointed throughout the movie, like I didn't think it was great, I just like I wasn't engaging with it a ton. Like yeah.
When do you think plot twists usually happen? Like if you think about like a movie in terms of a timeline, because it is a timeline when you're editing on Premiere Pro or whatever, when does it usually happen? Does it happen 60% of the movie or 80% of the movie? Or I'm trying to think about that, because it does seem like it does happen close to the end. Like it's never really the first third, let's say.
Yeah, you need to give the audience some time to like adjust to it, and obviously for things to resolve, but it can't be at the very end, because then it didn't feel right that it was at the very end in Unbreakable. So I think 3/4 of the way through is like a good spot, maybe 2/3 in if you really want to give the like good characters time to sort things through, but I think 3/4 of the way through for me is like just the right spot.
And then of course we talked about Knives Out earlier, and how there are kind of two twists, I'd say, and the first twist happens within the first 15 minutes, and we know who like killed the father, I guess. Is it the father who dies?
I think and then like just the patriarch grandfather kind of character.
And then that twist, I think, made Knives Out more exciting, because there's already a twist, and so it's like seeing how it all unravels, and then of course there's another one, and it's like a big refresh on the mystery genre, because as we mentioned at the start of this conversation, mystery genres always have plot twists, and we expect that, and this Knives Out having that plot twist so early, it makes it so much more exciting, because we don't expect that as an audience, and somehow not expecting it and then seeing it there is so satisfying, and it's so fun.
Yeah, it definitely went against your expectations. And also, it was kind of cool because, like, you know what happened, like, you as the audience know, but the characters in the movie don't know. So you're watching them work through it and kind of, you know, try to figure out the plot twists themselves, like, what actually happened. But you as the audience are one step ahead of the characters, which was really cool. And, like, it's awesome to see, you know, changing expectations in a mystery when it usually has very sort of strict tropes.